So your name is Patricia Mayo, and how old are you?
24.
And what's your name?
Kenneth Petrie.
How do you spell the last name?
Petrie.
And how old are you?
I'm 25.
And you guys are both homeless.
Yes, we
Meaning
are.
what? Where do you sleep?
We sleep out on like forest area. We're not going to be specific.
In Broward? I mean,
Yes.
you take the bus there or
No,
something?
we ride our bikes there. We got a couple bikes from the Hope Center.
Oh, and how long have you been homeless and why?
About a little bit less than 2 weeks. I do copywriting, business consulting, and things like that. And one of my clients kind of messed me over, so I couldn't pay rent.
And you don't have family or...
I haven't had family since I was 15.
Really? So you don't want to be homeless?
No.
No. I've been homeless for the last 10 years off and on. It's not something I want to do. I own a landscape company at one point.
Well, how does Fort Lauderdale or Broward treat its homeless?
Very, very, very poorly. Very poorly.
Meaning what?
Meaning it doesn't matter, even if we're on public property like this, there's the only way that we're able to get any kind of food, any kind of, shelter or whatnot, are by the graces of, churches and Salvation Army and things like that. It's the only way that we're able to get any kind of help. And the co-op up there, the co-op on Northwest 33rd Terrace is just a godsend. I mean, you're able to get food there every morning. They give you sandwiches for later, and they also help you out with things like food stamps, showers, everything.
So how long do you think you'll be homeless?
As soon as we can get a job, we'll be, we're shooting for less than a month.
Well, there ain't no jobs.
Well,
That's why I sell the signal.
We can try.
yeah.
Well, have you been hassled at all? Or we just witnessed the park ranger come blow his horn to wake these gentlemen up because you're not allowed to sleep in the parks, he says. Has anything like that happened to you?
I guarantee, because, I don't always dress like this. I guarantee if I was to dress up nice and maybe
Lay out a
blanket,
put out a picnic basket. We wouldn't get hassled if we'd fallen asleep with a picnic basket, dressed up all nice, looking like a tourist.
Like tourists.
Yeah.
Well, with the economy sliding the way it is, they expect there to be more homeless people in Broward, but some of the business owners want to find a way to regulate it so that that people that are enjoying the parks that aren't, asked for money or...
Then bring back Tent City.
Yeah.
Actually have a central location where, couples can go or homeless people can go instead of, shooting us out of everywhere.
What about the homeless shelter? Have you been there?
We haven't been to shelters because we hear, number one, that if you go in there, you're going to walk out sick, for one. And for another, because we don't have any kind of legal documentation showing that we're married, even if we did have documentation showing that we're married, we would be separated.
Oh.
And he's we're each other's pillar. We're the only people that we really know of each other.
But you're not married, right? You're partners?
Under common law. Under common law, we are married. And it's just...
Did you ever think that you would be homeless?
No. Never thought a day in my life. I do freelance work all the time, and generally I can make pretty good living. But here at the library, I can only use the computer an hour at a time.
Right.
Have to wait an hour, and that's how I make my living.
Where did you go to school?
I went to high school, Colonial High School, but outside of that, he has a degree in culinary arts. I'm pretty much self-taught. I did go to a vocational school.
But you graduated from high school?
Yes.
Stranahan.
And I do have a vocational degree for financial consulting. I was a financial consultant for the city.
Well, what would you say to the businesses who, they're afraid, I guess, that, if Fort Lauderdale has a lot of homeless people or vagrants hanging out and asking for money, that it would, affect the businesses or the image of the city?
I really don't think so. If you can help us with, being able to take showers and things like that, we'll look decent. We clean up after ourselves, for the most part. And the people who are decent and do clean up, we clean up after the other people. The areas that are just, full of whatever trash or whatever, we pick up after that. We are the ones who go into the, back alleys or, some side streets and whatnot, the places where we hang around. We pick up after ourselves. We don't leave a mess. We don't, I mean, even
Well,
if you
and
look
you
at
look
me,
really clean. Your clothes are
Yes.
clean. How are you accomplishing that?
we do laundry. We have a place where we can take showers. You know, we're very diligent about making sure that our environment where we sleep is clean. You know, it's not,
But not all of Fort Lauderdale's homeless are like you two.
there's a good
You have a
chunk.
good chunk
I would
so
say
far.
50-50.
Really?
I'd say 50-50.
You have a common friend, Matt, who he actually takes care of himself, tries to clean up, and very Christian, takes care of himself. I honestly believe that, you know, kind of if we have like barter system type deal, it
Yeah.
maybe, you know, because I have a lot of skills I can offer. I do culinary arts, I Electrician. construction, you name
Well,
it, I can do
aren't
it.
rents going down low enough now where you could afford to get a place?
We could, but here's the thing. I mean, when you start off with nothing, you can't get anything.
Yeah.
I used to be making about 30 grand a month with my landscaping company.
Really?
Yes, and now I have nothing due to a divorce, bad divorce. I just ended up here.
Yeah.
It's not my choice to be here, but this is where I ended up.
So what should the city's approach be to, you know, like the feeding programs? Do you think they should?
The feeding program helps us out a lot. I mean,
Is litter left behind?
We
not
pick up.
usually. We pick up after ourselves.
We pick up.
And here at Stranahan Park in front of the main library, do they have a daily feeding program?
Not
or
daily. There's one on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Sunday and Tuesday is run by the same church. Thursday is run by a different church.
is it a lunch or a breakfast?
It's a lunch
Okay.
at noon. And then sometimes, what do you call it? Food Not Bombs comes around 8 o'clock around here sometimes.
And what about Love Bags? Isn't there a group called Love Bags? I encountered them when I was doing some reporting before.
no,
They were giving out some stuff here. No?
There's one at Riverfront Park on some days. There's one out at the beach on Wednesday where there's a guy actually, he comes by and he does trivia and you can win money. He gives out about $20. I won $7 this past
Really?
Wednesday. Yeah, he does trivia and
So
gives
you
out
kind of
$1 for
depend on
every
these
question.
things. This is what you get you by.
Yes.
The sort of charity of others.
It's really what gets us by, because otherwise, I mean, we don't panhandle, and this is one of the big issues that I was actually going to write an article about, is that there are people who are trying to exchange services in order to receive money. You know, and a lot of homeless people non-homeless people, the people who do have money, who give money to homeless people, they don't realize that typically the people who are holding the sign and asking for money are going and buying beer or something with that. He and I, we don't do drugs,
Mm-hmm.
all right? Whereas he and I'm trying to exchange, I do tarot card readings. You know, Mike does his palm fronds, you
Uh-huh.
know. None of the people who try to exchange a service to receive money
Yeah.
instead of just standing there holding a sign are the ones doing the drugs.